So yeah, now in here, just getting ready to do the video. So just thought I'd give you a quick glimpse as to how we're setting up, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. I've just got myself all mic'd up and ready to go. I've got again Wee One, my little dad. He is little, and we've got him here, and this is our setup. So just try and get out of the way of the big bright light. So I'll be sitting down in a minute and doing a short video. So today I'm just going to do a video around about team building, and trying to look at the importance of the role of teams and how you can maximise the team's potentials to then ultimately maximise the business profits, which is great, right? And fill in any gaps where you're getting leakages. Not those type of leakages, the leakages of money. So anyway, I'm just going to sign off and yeah, and get videoing. Speak to you soon.
Hi everyone, it's Mike from Cavill. This is the SLog number 3. I've not really, it's kind of Thursday at the moment in time, and I haven't got around to doing any of these videos until now. Really, it's been really immensely busy, but I'm buzzing at the moment in time. I've just had a really great meeting with a coach from Tony Robbins' team. If you haven't heard of Tony Robbins, then he's a really magnificent mentor and motivational speaker, and he goes around America, Europe, Australia, and he's really good. And a member of his team has obviously contacted me to help out on my business, trying to move things forward, and trying to help me to focus in on who we are and what we're doing. And I've just found it really fantastic, and it's looking really good. So really got a design for the future, our strategy moving forward, and it's been fantastic talking to Jill Wheaton from Tony Robbins' team, and like I said, I'm just absolutely buzzing right now to really move forward with that, to the point where obviously we've got more of a focus on what it is that we do, but moving on from that, actually we've got much more of a focus on what the benefit of it is to our clients, and that's so exciting as to how much that can actually help transform somebody's business, and how much we can transform somebody's business and actually help them to not just make money, but keep some of the money that they're wasting at the moment in time in terms of their teams, and to make them more functional, to make them work harder, to want to be there, to meet their goals, to meet their aspirations, their values, and build a culture that inspires them to move forward. And the difference that's going to make in the time that's going to free up for a manager to move away from managing more to coaching and leading. And that's where we're focusing right now, and actually just to clarify that and solidify that with somebody, but also to hear how actually impactful that is, has been really fantastic. And we know this is going to make so much of a difference to people's lives and to their businesses, and that's going to be fantastic. So I just really wanted to touch base, because like I said, I'm still kind of on a high from that call, and that's been really great. And I'm going to be looking to do some more videos this weekend, and hopefully to touch base again tomorrow, and then get the SLog up on Monday. But other than that, have a great evening everyone. Hi everyone, it's Mike, and just touching base again to part of the SLog number 3. Yesterday I spoke a bit about the meeting I had with Jill from Tony Robbins' team, which was absolutely fantastic, and left me just feeling just almost overwhelmed really, in terms of things that I know I need to get on and do, but just really passionate to go and do that. And the best bit about talking to Jill yesterday was actually just authenticated what I'm doing. There's a place for what I'm doing, and actually it's quite valuable, which I already knew, but it's good to hear that from another professional. And trying to look forward, I also have another coaching session booked up next week with a lady called Lily, which is a great name. I love that name because it's the name of my youngest daughter, or if you spoke to her, she'd say she's called Batman. But for me, just watching Lily, who I've met through a guy called Evan Carmichael. If you haven't seen it before, I've got a book review to Evan's book, which is a fantastic book, by the way, but I'm not going to go into that now, but it is a fantastic book, and you can check that out on the channel. But for me, watching that video of Lily, who I'm talking to this week, was also actually as equally inspirational to me, on a different reason, for a really different kind of take really. And the reason was just because she's filming videos. She wants to do public speaking. That's her thing. She's trying to get into that world, and she wants to open up. She's made a contract with the people watching her videos, watching her as she's moving along and progressing to get to her goal, which is to do more presentations. and she's realised that she's trying to tell that story to engage people as to how she's got to where she is, why she's doing what she's doing, what's triggered it, what's changed, why she left the 9 to 5 and gone into doing this and trying to progress down that path. And one of the things she did was actually really open up about a personal story to her that really was the catalyst behind that. And when I looked at that to myself, I thought, you know what, I have got videos on the channel where I have opened up about things that have happened to me briefly in my life that have driven me to kind of where I am and why I'm looking at what I'm looking at in terms of more simplicity and just trying to really create a lot of transformation within teams, within businesses. But I've not really opened up on the real key catalyst that really drove me to make a difference. So as a side part about me, I have had 2 businesses in the past, and I'm on my 3rd, and 2 before that had failed. But there was something different that drove me to start again, to pick up and actually look at things a lot more differently. And it's quite a difficult thing for me to talk about. I don't I don't really talk a lot, specifically on these channels, even on my own personal Facebook page. I don't talk a lot about something that really significantly happened to me about 2 years ago that really drove and it changed me in a really big way, that realistically and materially meant that I was never going to be the same person as I was before, and actually I saw things for what they were and what I needed to do, and things kind of became clearer through something that was really, really difficult to go through. And it's that old adage, really, that when you go through something that's really difficult, when you push through that fear barrier, you tend to find that on the other side of that fear barrier is actually some kind of enlightenment, or you're moving towards where you want to be. So the catalyst that came for me was the relationship that I was in at the time had failed. I was due to get married, booked up to go to Florida, whole wedding due to take place. My parents were coming out. By this point in time I had 2 children, 2 beautiful little girls, Gracie and Lily, both quite young. And we were due to go out to Florida to get married. Now, for lots of reasons, that relationship failed and came to an end. And whilst that, in most people's cases, is quite a difficult process to go through, that wasn't the difficult process that drove this change and inspired me. The change that came out from that was the battle that then ensued for me around my children. So, being a father is the top. It's the tops. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'd never change it for a day. I'd never swap it for anything. And I absolutely 100% adore my 2 girls, and I'm so proud of them and what they're achieving and what they're doing, and also celebrating their individuality. It's just absolutely immense. But for 2 years, I have, through lots of different means, had to go through lots of battles to see my children, to be with them, and just to get as much time as I can with them. It's going through a life where you one minute have the 2 most precious things in your life around you all the time. Okay, you go to work, but you come back and they're there. You wake up in the morning, they're there. You go at the weekend, they're there. Or like this weekend, it's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, they're there. So all of a sudden having huge, massive gaps in your life where actually they're not there. And not only are they not there, you've got the stress and the feeling of where you have to constantly have to battle to be with them, and to have them in their life, and to be the father you want to be, or in other cases the mother you want to be. But for me, that was a real hard process that I've gone through, still going through even now. It's been a process where, again, not going into specifics too much, but it really, really drained me to the extent I had to keep work. I had bills to pay, I had solicitors' fees to pay, I had rent to pay, I had bills for electricity, gas, you name it, it was all there. Trying to still do the best that I can for my children with their schooling, their education, their clothes. And yet, in the midst of that, I've got to kind of put it to one side and focus on those things, because in the background, I've got this massive battle where, quite frankly, I'm not seeing my children as much as what I would have wanted, or as they probably would have needed. So that really, for me, drove me to a point where, along with these other factors that were taking place, and the fact of having that loneliness without my children being the biggest thing, and the fear of when am I next going to see them, what's going to happen if X, Y, and Z takes place, and all of a sudden things change and I can't see them. It was living your life on the line, on a wire, not knowing which way I was going to swing. But coming through that and knowing that there's so many bigger things in life than money. There's so many bigger things in life than possessions, than the latest kind of piece of technology, whatever it may be. And my two children are the biggest thing in my life. And it was just kind of, I either fight or I don't have the part of their life that I feel I have to be and I want to be, and they need me to be. And I couldn't let them down. And for me, the thought of letting down two innocent children who have done nothing wrong in their life, for sure, was just not something I'm willing to accept. I don't care what's happening in my life. I don't care how bad things could be. I'm not willing to accept that I can't get myself back up and fight for them, to give them everything and every opportunity they deserve in their lives. And that, my friends, is why Cavill is here. Because, okay, for me, I want to be successful. That's a real key. But through my success and through the blueprints of growing the business and doing that, I get the opportunity of more time with my girls, time that can work around my girls, give them the things I want to give them, take them to the places I want to take them, and be the dad that I want to be. And that's the top job for me, being a dad. And being not just any dad, but being the best dad ever that there could be. And being that for my two girls is just, I can't say there's anything higher purpose. There's no higher purpose in life than being a parent. And that's why this business is really, really critical to me and to my family, to my girls. That fight that I've had to go through, that dogged determination, not just to lay down and say, do you know what, it's just so much easier just to throw the towel in. It would have been. It absolutely would have been. Believe me. But no. Why should I? They deserve better than that. I deserve better than that. And for me, that was the catalyst that gave birth to the company that we have right now. And it's what's given the catalyst to me. It's my inspiration every day when I wake up to pictures of my children. I've got plastered all over my walls. Quotes, inspirational quotes, I've got plastered all around my room. That's my inspiration to give me refocus, that when it's Monday morning and it's hard to get out of bed, right? We've all been there. I get up and I look and I say, I've got two of those little faces looking back at me. Sod it, you've got to get out of bed. You've got to get out of bed and you've got to get your ass into gear. You've got to get yourself into state, and you've got to get the business working. Whichever way it goes, whatever you do, you've got to take every avenue you can to get that business working. And for me, that there That there is the fundamental reason why I am in business. And you know, that's a difficult story to kind of share, but it's true. And it's been a long journey, and it's not over. And I think from that, I know from that also that what we have in the business, and the ability to just absolutely, you know, grow teams, to create teams, to embed culture, to create better companies that waste less money and make more money. It's a great business, and it's a great idea that's going to help other people. And for me, you know, one of the key things I got from talking to Jill yesterday was, she said to me that I'm a very humble person. I'm too nice sometimes for my own good when it comes to business. And frankly, quite often that can be the death nail in being an entrepreneur. So actually, that is the whole reason as well why I want to be in business, to try and help people. I want to give value. I want to give phenomenal value. I don't want someone to turn around and say that what they've got and received was not of what they were expecting. Because if they did say that, then quite frankly, I'd want to give the money back, because I have not given what they would have liked to have had. And I know full well that the phenomenal effects of the strategies that we have can make such a big difference to people's lives. And if I can do that, if I can make that difference to people's lives, and I can do that around seeing my children as much as I possibly can, that is a great purpose for living. That's just a great purpose for living. And if that's the world that I'm going to be going down, that's the path I'm going to be walking, that's really good. That's really good. So it's been quite a in-depth process on this particular one. So sorry about that. For those of you sat there watching and thinking, is he ever going to win talking? I am. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.